catchy. Definitely got to get into that. Definitely got to get into that, y'all. Allan said, if it's F me, then it's F you too. Just like that. Just like that. Just like that. We thought we was getting somewhere with Michelle. And Michelle said, oh, you thought. Oh, that's what you thought. Thomas done got turned out. Camille done laid it on him, and now he's a thug, okay? He's gangster. He's ready to give her that gangster love. Child, the Married at First Sight people were over here acting up this episode. Had a lot of things going on, and we got some things to get into. Hey, y'all, it's Chloe, and we're back with another video. Married at First Sight, Season 18, Episode 9. Whew! I'm ready to get into this review, but before we do, I need a favor. If this is your first time here, sit back, relax, watch the video through, and if you like what you see and you like what you hear, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before and you keep coming back, I'm gonna need you to just go ahead and press that subscribe button because you like it here and I want you here. So just go ahead and do that and leave your commitment issues at the door. If you are one of my lovely members or subscribers, hey y'all, how y'all doing? Y'all really shows out with the views last time, okay? But we need to get the likes up, okay? So I'm gonna just tell y'all, go ahead and like the video. Let's get the likes up, okay? Now that that's out the way, let's get into this review. So Madison came home from flag football and Allan's in the bed, recovering from the night before. Madison lets Allan know that, she's disappointed in him. But Allan don't got time for that. He want to talk about what happened last night because what happened was they were out and he felt like Madison was living her best single life. She had more fun with everybody. It wasn't like they was together. She was out there with her friends, living her best life, so much so that at one point he turned around looking for her and she was gone, okay? So he was like, yo, where Madison go? And they was like, oh, we think she left. So he was like, oh. So if it's F me, then it's F you too. And he went about his business. Now, Madison said that she was in the bathroom, but y'all already know how I feel about Madison. She's a liar, so I don't believe anything she said. I honestly felt like she stuck off with whoever she stuck off with, and she just used the excuse that she was in the bathroom. I don't believe her at all. She says that she's triggered because it's kind of like a tit for tat, and she dealt with that in a past relationship, and she don't want to go through that again. So Madison's like, I guess you was drunk, so you didn't feel comfortable to come, tap me on the shoulder and, tell me how you feel. And Allan was like, I don't think that was the time or the place for that. Now, I could totally get it because you don't want to be out with your friends, having a good old time, and now you the couple arguing. Nah, I understand, Allan. I understand because it definitely would have turned into something a little bit more. And then it would have been like, Allan started a fight with me in the middle of the club when we was having fun. Absolutely not. I think you made the best decision. Madison's just struggling with this whole relationship. The simple fact that both of them realized that they was going and neither one of them called each other just lets you know that this relationship is literally going to hell. As we speak, it's going to hell. Camille and Thomas are back from flag football and Camille is just like a little hot and bothered, okay? Because she got to see Thomas' competitive side. She got to see him push her out the way so that he could win. I said, Camille, is this really you? Girl, you want that man to push you out the way? And so you can really see his competitive side. That's what gets you off. I guess she just wanted to see some type of aggression from him to see if he has it in him. Well, there you go. He has it in him. But look at him now. He done sprained his hamstring and his quads and the things. And now you over here stretching him out. I mean, a win is a win. A win is a win for Thomas. I guess this is a win because now she sees you a little bit more as an aggressor and she got her hands all over your body. So I feel like Thomas won in this instance, okay? So when they were sitting down after she stretched him out, he brought up the fact that he didn't realize, women have 2 strikes against us, okay? Being black and being a woman is a lot in this world, okay? He just has to deal with being black, but he's still a man, so he can still move around in rooms. He just never thought about it that way. So I'm glad that they're communicating and we're finally getting somewhere with this whole, cultural difference situation or whatever the case may be. But Camille lets him know, it's not a deal breaker. I don't want to change you. Are you sure you don't want to change him? Are you sure? Because, baby, the way you had that man in the jewelry store later on, I think you definitely want to change him. But nonetheless, she lets him know that she likes him. And he's like, oh, you like me? Glad to know. And now he feels like he can go ahead and be comfortable and do the things that he needs to do for his wife to get her more comfortable with him. So Juan is up early going for a bike ride by himself. Now he came back home and Carla is in the kitchen and he is just disgusted, okay? He's disgusted because it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon and Carla's just getting out the bed. I mean, as many times as he said, it's 1 o'clock, she just getting out of bed. She sleeps all day, it's 1 o'clock, she just getting out of bed. Child, you could just tell that he was just like, just a lazy bum. That's like what he wanted to say out loud, but he didn't say it, but his face said it all. MM is out with her friends, and of course we have to talk about the housewarming because baby, we got to fill old girl in on what happened because the friend Kissy that was at the housewarming was also at this lunch, and she could not wait to let old girl know that Akechi called MM aggressive. Once she heard that, old girl was like, wow, I don't even know where to start. So Kissy said everything that he was saying was aggressive was basically MM being direct. So her friend is like, so what would make him want to be with a woman who doesn't ask direct questions? Someone who doesn't want to be in a real relationship, someone who doesn't want to go deep, someone who doesn't like them. Akechi can say whatever he wants. He does not like MM. It is what it is. I don't know how many excuses, how many sides of the story he can tell to make himself feel better about using the word. It is what it is. He is not attracted to her and he does not like her. Because if he did, he would just answer some of these damn questions instead of calling her aggressive. It just is what it is at this point. I'm trying to figure out, how is me asking him what he wants out of marriage aggressive? It's not. It's just seen as aggressive because he doesn't really want to answer the questions because he knows he's here on some BS. He did not prepare for marriage. He doesn't really want to be married. This is all a game for him. This is all for him to come up here and to promote himself. That's all this is about. This is why he doesn't really want to do the work. And he keep making excuses after excuses after excuses. Just like Kissy said, everything we asked him, he just kept making excuses. And she said at one point he told us he wasn't here for us. She says she completely understands that, but she also is here to assess this relationship and to see if he is showing up for her friend the way he needs to. And for her, she doesn't believe he is. He's not. He's making MM feel insecure and he's breaking her down little by little. And I hate that for her. You could tell that she's hurt and she doesn't know what to do because anything she does, she feels she's going to be labeled as aggressive. So her friend's like, so how do you build a strong foundation if you can't show up as yourself? I really feel bad for MM because I just want more for her. I feel like she's so desperate for this marriage to work that she's overlooking the red flags. And I gotta give it to her because she signed up for the process and she's willing to see it through and she's trying. But I don't feel like it's gonna be worth it. This is not one of them situations where I feel like it's going to be worth it. David and his diary cams are always sending me because every time he pick up that phone, he is like throwing the hair back all in the camera like, David, back up. Gosh, swinging that damn hair all around. Swinging that ponytail all around. Him and them diary cams be killing me because he's always alone. He's just always alone. But anyway, he's excited because he's about to go meet Michelle's friend. They're going to get their eyebrows done. So they get to the eyebrow place and Michelle's friend is literally a breath of fresh air. Now, let me tell y'all, the way that she was like, you know, getting David to open up, getting Michelle to open up, laughing and talking. The fact that she could see that David was a nice guy and Michelle couldn't, even to the point where she called Michelle positive. I said, yeah, I feel like Michelle is a positive person with people she actually likes. David has never saw that side of her. Even though David sat there and named all these qualities that he believes that she has on the inside and he likes about her, I'm like, child, I would like to see some of them. Because the only word that he used to describe Michelle that I thought was very fitting was the fact that she was honest. That was it. But for him to say that she was respectful, now you're pushing it. You're pushing it, David. Because Michelle has shown no signs of respect. She barely treats you like a human. But nonetheless, I do feel like we did get to see a better side of Michelle around someone and more positive energy. And for that, I'm grateful. I thought we was, getting somewhere after the scene. I thought maybe Michelle was opening up her eyes to what could be between her and David. That's what I thought. So now Thomas knows that Camille likes him. So he done's got the candles set up. He got the rose petal, the massage chair out. And Camille comes in and she's just like, oh my God, oh my God. She says she's never had anyone do something like this for her. And her hubby did it for her. And I'm like, is tonight the night? I feel like tonight's gonna be the night, okay? So he sits there and he rubs her body down and he starts giving her little kisses. And I said, oh, Thomas, hold up now, hold up, because Thomas said, oh, you like me? Oh, okay, cool. Let's see how much you like me. He was not playing. I really feel like this is something that they needed to bring them closer. Even though Camille's on my list, this scene really just made me smile. Camille said, how about we just stop playing and go see what it's really about? Oh, let's go see what it's really about. So they go into the bedroom and y'all can take it from there. Use your imagination. Use your imagination. So Juan and Carla go out to eat because she wants to tell him why she craves affection. She talks about how she grew up and there wasn't a lot of love being shown. There wasn't a lot of affection being shown. So much so that as she got older, she realized that that wasn't the way she wanted to live. So she even went to therapy to work on herself. So she learned how to give affection, which is why she wants it. She's trying to let Juan know, listen, this is something that I've really been working on and this is why I need it. It's not because I'm just clingy and whatever the case may be. It's just because of my upbringing. Juan's like, I get it, but I'm gonna need you to be patient. I'm just not there yet. And I'm like, damn. Like, Juan is really disconnected from Carla completely, because there's no way that girl could sit there and tell you all the things that she told you, and the only thing you could say is, I get it. I just need you to be patient because I'm just not there yet. Juan's checked out. I don't know what Carla can and cannot do, but he is really turned off from her. I feel like it has something to do with the passive aggressiveness. It has something to do with the way she communicates. It has a lot to do with the fact that she sleeps into 1 p.m. It may even have something to do with her living out of a storage. But I don't think Juan likes the Carla who's showing up. Because at one point, if you guys remember, during the honeymoon, Juan was really attracted to Carla. When they was getting massages, he was acting like, he couldn't wait to touch her body and things of that nature. So for him to just do a complete switch, it had to be all these things in between to get him to where he is now. But I feel like if she's telling you that she communicates this way because growing up, they didn't express their emotions. Their emotions only came out through anger, which is why she responds the way she responds, and that she's going through therapy before that. I feel like Juan could be a little bit more understanding. But I don't think he wants to. I think he's literally already checked out. But after he told her to just be patient and give him time, Carla lets him know, like, if I'm important to you, then you would put in the effort. He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. Michelle and David go bowling, right? And I thought we was doing good. I thought everything was going to be great. I thought we was going to have fun bowling. I seen Michelle laughing and smiling a little bit, laughing with the friends. I thought we were going down the good path. Absolutely not. Michelle sat there and she started ripping David to shreds, okay? Talking about his living situation, talking about how much he cursed, how she's embarrassed by him, how she can't take him anywhere. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. When I tell you I was embarrassed for David, I was embarrassed. The way she talked about that man was disgusting. I don't know why David would want to even try at this point. He's even in the confessional like, I just don't know what to do. Like, some of these things that I can change, I could just change like this. She just won't give me a chance. And I'm sitting here like, David, I need you to snap out of it. Whatever trance you are in. And I know you said on the after party that you feel like you have nothing to lose and you are going to try till you can't try anymore. At this point, after hearing her say all the things that she said about you, I'm going to need you to go ahead and pack your things up and leave. That word respectful that you said she was when y'all was getting your eyebrows done, where is it? Because nothing that happened in this scene was respectful. Every time I feel like we getting somewhere with Michelle, she turns around and falls right back. These are the 10 steps back that she was talking about. Every time we move 3 steps forward, we go 10 steps back. It's you causing y'all to go 10 steps back. Why did you have to even bring up all those things and tell them people that you are embarrassed by that man? Child, and David just took it. David just took it. But if David is the one cheating, I'm still going to be mad at David because David has every opportunity to just leave just as much as Michelle. But he's still sticking around and taking the BS. So there will be no excuses for you, David, if you are the one. So Michelle and Allan go see Dr. Pia, and we already know that Michelle is struggling with the romantic side of their relationship. She's just not really attracted to Allan. It just is what it is, okay? She claims that she's trying, but I feel like that's a lie because Madison's a liar. So Dr. Pia was like, I heard that y'all went out to the club and y'all left separately. What's that about? Allan said, I'll take accountability for the fact that, he felt like she left him, so he left her. If it's F me, then it's F you too. Madison admitted to her struggling with her independence. She said that even in past relationships, she always had problems with her partners feeling like she was putting work and her family and her friends before them. So Dr. P is like, hold on. 1 second. So is this a pattern that you always put everyone in your life before your partner? I said, ooh, clock it. Madison said, no, I prioritize everyone. No, Madison, that's not what it sounds like. It sounds like you always make time for everyone else, and all the people that you end up in relationships feel like you don't make time for them. So Dr. Pia said, so what do you need from Allan for you to prioritize him? The fact that this is even a question really baffles me. Because if you want to prioritize somebody, you just do it. She says that she needs him to compliment her. So you mean to tell me that it just takes him to compliment you, and now all of a sudden he's a priority in your life? Allan said, I do compliment you. I tell you, you look nice all the time. And she's like, no, I want you to tell me I look beautiful. Nice is like for your grandma. No, tell me I look beautiful. And Allan was like, I didn't know if we was there yet. I didn't know how you would take it. And I'm sitting here like, this still does not make sense to me. How is him telling you you look beautiful going to make you prioritize him in your life? Madison just making up stuff at this point. That's how I really feel about it. But nonetheless, Dr. P is going to go ahead and send them a game to help them get closer, physically and I guess intimacy-wise. So Dr. Pia goes to visit Thomas and Camille, and the energy is high. Everybody's in a good mood because they've been, hunching. So I guess the energy is flowing. So they let Dr. Pia know that, they consummated the marriage and whatnot. So Dr. Pia is like, oh, okay, I guess that's what the energy is about. So then they start talking about, what their sexual desires are and things like that. Camille's a freak, okay? She's a F-R-E-E-A-K-F-R-E-E-A-K, okay? She says sticks and stones may break my bones, but chains and whips excite me. Thomas was like, oh, well, I don't really have much experience with that, but, I'll try it. I said, child, they about to be in there swinging from the ceilings. I don't think Thomas really know what he signed up for when it came to Camille, okay? So Dr. Pia feels like they already getting somewhere when it comes to intimacy. So she wants to know, how can we get y'all to that next level, that deeper connection of, falling in love with each other? Camille feels as long as Thomas speaks up and takes the lead, that she can get there. Thomas paused for a minute because he says that he struggles with the word love. He said when he says it, he really wants to feel it. Y'all, there's a bird outside. There's a bird outside, and I'm not about to stop recording. So if y'all hear the bird, it's just a bird. It's just a bird. But he said he's afraid of love because when you fall in love with someone, you are giving them the opportunity to hurt you. And then he starts crying because he feels like he's so lucky to be in this position. He says he wasn't always the best partner, and that he doesn't feel like he even deserves a second chance. So he's just so lucky to be here. That kind of pulled on my heartstrings just a little bit, because the fact that Thomas felt like he's not deserving of love, and then you get Camille over here telling you that you're not good enough for her, every chance that she gets, I know was affecting him more than he would like to lead on. But I'm glad that they finally got to a place where I feel like they are starting to evolve into a couple. So if Camille and Thomas really put in the work, then maybe they could be something. If she accepts him for who he is and he accepts her for who she is and maybe make some tweaks in between, they can do it. She's still on my list though, but they can do it. So then we get the diary cam of EMEM telling us that her and Keisha was out to dinner, and once again she started asking him questions, and he just blew up in the restaurant to the point where everybody was looking at them. She don't know what to do. She is so confused because she is trying to figure out what happened from the honeymoon to now. Now, Akechi, I'm not gonna lie. I thought you was going to ride this thing out like you were such a good guy. I thought you was going to ride this thing out like you was just so perfect. I thought you was going to keep your best foot forward all the way up until the end. But the way you have been showing out lets me know that you are not good at faking it. And I know you really exploded at that table with her because the cameras weren't there. Because if the cameras were there, I doubt you would have behaved the way you behaved. So Juan and Carla are talking to Dr. Pia, and Dr. Pia's like, so Carla, why haven't you introduced Juan to your parents? Carla says that, introducing someone to her dad is a really, really big thing. And she needs to know that her and Juan are solid so that when she brings Juan to her father, she is proud and she know that this is something of substance. So Dr. Pia said, Juan, how do you feel about that? And Juan was like, I have to respect it. I have to respect her speed and her time because Juan don't care. Juan does not care, not even a little bit. And the fact that, he really doesn't see this lasting past the 8 weeks, it's really not bothering him at all. The way he sat there and told that girl at lunch, be patient with me, he feels like he needs to be patient with her too. He doesn't want anything more from Carla than what he is getting. So Dr. P is kind of like stuck a little bit because she's like, do y'all feel like this is a marriage? And Juan's like, well, I've never been married to know. Carla said it doesn't feel like a romantic relationship, that's for sure. So Juan's like, I'm just not there yet. And Dr. P is like, what is not there yet? After beating around the bush, after going around in circles, Juan finally says what we've been waiting for him to say this whole time. I'm just not attracted to her. Carla said, well, if you're not attracted, then that says all that needs to be said. She feels like physical attraction is a big deal. It is. It definitely is. So for her to be in her feels about it a little bit, I understand it. Juan's like, I know. And Carla's like, hold up, let me finish. Dr. P was like, whoa, wait. Where that feistiness come from? I said, y'all forgot the girl said she don't know how to communicate unless it's through anger. It's right here. It's right here. So Dr. P is like, what do you guys need from each other to go deeper? Carla says she wants to be seen, she wants to be heard, and she wants to do things together. And Juan said, I'll try. Ciao. Woo, Juan is really going through the motions, okay? I'll be surprised if they make it to the 8 weeks. I promise you I will. I feel like this man is slowly but surely about to be done with Carla. I saw it from the disgust in his face when he was talking about her sleeping in from 1 o'clock. He does not see her as someone as ambitious or a go-getter. No. I will be surprised if they make it to the 8 weeks. Because honestly, I feel like Carla is not going to sit around and let him play in her face for much longer. She's not giving me David energy at all. Camille done took Thomas earring shopping because Thomas got his ears pierced. And y'all know Camille need her a little gangster, a little thug, a little swag or whatnot. So she done brought this man to the jewelry shop, got him trying on these big iced out chains and bracelets, and he's flossing, and they in the mirror, and he hugging up behind her like this, and it's all like, yeah. And I was like, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Thomas swag meter did go up just a bit because I was like, okay now, Thomas, I see you. I see what you're talking about, Camille. I get it now. I get it, okay? But I feel like it was fun, it was cute, and the fact that Thomas is fine with it is cool. It's not like he had to go get his ears pierced. They were already pierced, so we already know it's not something that was far-fetched for Thomas. And she bought the earrings, so I feel like Thomas has just been winning this episode. He done got his body stretched out. He done got, some kitty cat, and now he got some earrings. Camille may not be as bad as I thought. She may not be as bad as I thought. But a win is a win for Thomas because look at him living his best life. So MM shows up to talk to Dr. Pia because she don't know who she dealing with. So then here comes Akechi strolling in there. So Dr. Pia was like, you're choosing not to sit by your wife? And he was like, I'm choosing to sit down. And Dr. Pia was like, hold up. What's with the attitude? Dr. Pia, girl, when I tell you, I feel like she is really what Married at First Sight needed because these experts really be beating around the bush with them. She really gonna get you together. He's like, I don't have an attitude. I just had a long day. Don't gaslight the women at that table. Don't do that. You definitely have an attitude. So then, of course, he says that he get aggravated with her because she keep asking him questions and he wants to have fun. This sounds elementary AF. Y'all just got married and you have 8 weeks to make a decision. What do you mean you just want to have fun? Dr. P is like, so you don't think asking questions is beneficial? So Akechi is like, I'm just trying to get to know her in this space. But I don't know. I'm here to get fixed. So Dr. Pia was like, the passive aggressiveness is not going to work. Can we all agree to be respectful? Gather him up. Because what do you mean I'm just here to get fixed, but you want to act like you ain't got no attitude? Okay, sir. Okay. So Dr. P is really trying to get to the root of the issue. And she's like, Akeche, what is it? Akeche was like, I promised that I wouldn't bring up anything to embarrass her, so I'm not going to say anything. So Dr. P turned to and was like, is there anything that you wouldn't want him to bring up? And was like, no. She was like, well, you have her consent now. He said that he feels like she just wants to have sex. And he wants to really get to know her before they have sex. And when he says he doesn't want to, she starts to shut down. He said he feels like she's aggressive because she treats him like a piece of meat. And she keeps trying even after he says no. So Dr. Pia said, so are you saying that she's violating your consent? And he was like, that's what I'm saying. I felt like that was very, very, very irresponsible of Akeche to say. Akeche does not choose his words properly, okay? Let's start with the fact that he called her aggressive because he felt as if her aggression, wanting to have sex with him or be affectionate with him, is too much. I already told y'all in the last review that that's what he meant when he said that she was being aggressive, right? And I feel like he could have used so many other words outside of aggressive, but he chose that word intentionally. The same way when Dr. Pia said, do you feel like she's violating your consent? And he said, that's what I'm saying. It's basically saying she's SAing you. Do you know how dangerous that is to say on national television for a person who owns a business? That is very, very dangerous. I feel like for Akeche to be as smart or as educated as he is, he has to be doing this intentionally because there is no way that you would agree to that. So I had to take a pause and I had to step back out of how I feel about Akeche and how I feel about and really assess this for what it is. Leave Akeche alone. Do not try with this man anymore. He has used words that can affect your business, your image, and your self-esteem. So I love the fact that Dr. Pia had to actually clear this up. Are you saying that when you tell her to stop, she keeps going? He said no. So therefore, she is not violating your consent. You couldn't pay me to touch Akeche again. You couldn't beg me to touch Akeche again. I wouldn't even want to be in the same house as him because the way he sat there and really threw allegations at her was crazy to me. And his feelings may be valid, but the choice of words, the choice of language was very unsettling to me. So said on the honeymoon, he initiated the first physical contact. So she thought that they were at this level of comfortability where she just kept going with it. She said they would be in the house and she would just be touching on him or whatever. You know, nothing crazy, just regular. And he would say, stop. And she would be like, why? And he would be like, you don't even know me. She's like, so are you even attracted to me? Akeche feels like would be like this with any man. It's not because it's him, it's any man. And she's like, no. It's you. I'm like this with you. He said he can't really get to know her because as soon as he comes in, she wants to hug him and kiss him. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, what is wrong with that? He said he's a Southern man. He's not used to girls wanting to have sex with him who don't know him. Okay, let's think about this. You have married this woman, okay? And I'm not saying that y'all need to be having sex, but is it fair that y'all was all cuddled up and feeling on each other and hugging and kissing to just turn around and stop doing that because now you don't know her and then look at her like she's looking at you like a piece of meat? Like, it's not fair to her to give her this illusion that y'all are comfortable enough to kiss on each other and hug up on each other, and then you do a complete change. And because now you like, oh, I don't know you, she's just supposed to be okay with that? Absolutely not. That's not fair to her. The way he sat on that couch when they was talking to Pastor Cal, and he was sitting there curled up in the corner, and Pastor Cal was even like, do y'all touch? Do y'all kiss? And they like, yes, we do. No, y'all did. Y'all not doing that now. Y'all did. Akeche, I don't know what you got going on, sir. The Stop it now. Because the way you are moving is harmful to MM. If you don't like her, if you don't want to be with her, if you're not attracted to her, say it so that she can know it. You can hear the hurt in MM's voice when she said that she realized that she did some things that made him feel uncomfortable. And she came into this experiment being 100% herself. And she guessed that that is just too much. No. I know Dr. Pia was like, y'all can start fresh, start over, really just get to know each other in the moments. All that sounds good, but no. He's already used too many words that I feel are harmful. No. And I feel like this won't be the last time. I feel like he will use another set of words, another sentence, another line to hurt and damage her image a little bit more and kill her self-esteem a little bit more. The fact that her trying to give you a hug and a kiss is violating your consent in a marriage, hang it up. This scene was very disheartening. They agreed to, work on it and give it another chance and start over fresh. So Michelle has a one-on-one with Dr. Pia because she wants to better herself. She really wants to give this a chance, and that's a lie, okay? Because as soon as Dr. Pia sat down, she said that she feels like she is settling for David. And that being with David will feel like a failure to her because it'll be like going back to what she came from. She came from a simple life. She came from a blue-collar life, and she feels like he is the description of all of that. So Dr. Pia told her that she feels like she's focusing on the superficial, the money and the house. And she's like, because that's what I wanted. So then Dr. Pia did what Dr. Pia do. She said, when you came here, how did you get here? She said, oh, I just packed up my stuff and I moved here and I networked and I got to know people. And Dr. Pia said, and what if the people would have been like, you're from a small town. No, we don't want to associate. We don't want to get to know you. So Michelle took a pause and she was like, but I was in my 20s. She was like, no. But what if they didn't want to get to know you? She's like, oh, I see what you're doing there. Exactly. So Dr. Pia wanted her to look at this in a different way. Stop making it seem as if you're going to have to teach him. Look at it as if you're exposing him to a different life. The same way someone exposed you to a different life is the same thing that you can do for David. Expose him to a different life. Now, if David was one of those people that was like, I don't want this house, I don't want to have this, and I don't want to do this, then that would make perfect sense. But not at one point has he not been willing to do the things that you want to do. He's not stopping you from doing them. He wants to join in on your life, and he provides something that you said you wanted, security and safety. Michelle doesn't feel like David is a provider. So Dr. Pia was like, what you think is a provider? Someone that could provide for his wife and kids. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, I'm with you, Michelle, on you want a provider. I'm not even going to argue that down. But you came on Married at First Sight. And I feel like there's a gamble. There's a gamble that you take when you come in Married at First Sight. Because obviously, if you could have a provider, if you could have the man that lives the lifestyle that you live, if you can have the man that, fits the image of what you want, you would have him. It's just that simple. Just like the friend said, is your expectations realistic? And you said maybe they're not. So if you feel like maybe they're not, either settle with being single or find a way to compromise or keep looking. And don't sign up for any more dating shows. So Allan and Madison are playing Twister. And they're getting a little closer. They seem to be having fun. I love this game for them. They're opening up about each other. I hate the fact that Allan's moans sound like snoring. And Madison definitely lied about thinking about Allan in a sexual way. Okay, that was definitely a lot. But nonetheless, they seem to be having fun. And Allan wants to run this game back because he feels like he should have picked some spots where he could have got a little bit closer on Madison, because she said, I mean, you could have, it's just a game. So Akeche and EMEM haven't really talked since they last sat down with Dr. Pia. He decides to come to her office, and he doesn't really seem excited. It seemed like they told him, you gotta go see her, so he just showed up, okay? They sit down on the couch and they start talking. EMEM tells him that at this point, she doesn't know what to do. And he was like, well, sex isn't the way to get to know me. She lets him know that she doesn't want to make him uncomfortable. And she wants to know how she can allow him to get to know her. And he said to just live in the moment. Akeche full of ish. Akeche's full of ish. Like, as much as I want to say that, you know, he has some valid points, it makes sense, because some of it does make sense. I'm not gonna lie, some of it does make sense. It's just that I feel like his intention behind it isn't pure or genuine. So it's really hard for me to side with him on a lot of things, because he's really taking this girl on an emotional roller coaster. You can see the defeat in EMEM. And I feel like now she's going to walk on eggshells. Now she's going to try not to say and do things because she doesn't want to make him feel uncomfortable, because we already know that when he feels uncomfortable, he used words like violate consent and aggressive. So Dr. Pia goes to visit Michelle and David because now they're going to have a couples visit. Michelle said that they seem to be in a good place right now, even though they don't see each other that much. So Dr. P is like, so do y'all want to see each other or not? I feel like Michelle doesn't want to see him, and as long as that they can have this cordial relationship where they bypass each other and say hi and bye, it's fine. David, of course, still wants to, you know, spend time with her. So, you know, they just got to figure out this work schedule situation. So Dr. P was like, I know we keep talking about why you guys were matched, but I want you to hear what you said you wanted to be matched with. She pulls out her little tablet and she plays the video of David expressing the woman he wants and Michelle expressing the man that she wants. And I'm not going to lie, they kind of do sound like each other. I feel like if Michelle would have got the financial free man that she wanted, the description that David said of her would be her. But the description that she gave of David definitely sounds like him. Not once in her description did she mention anything about finances or lifestyle, which is probably why she was mad that she was a little bit more vague with that. But she got upset after watching those clips, and she got defensive because she felt like Dr. Pia was about to attack her. She was like, I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable. So David got up and left, and Dr. Pia was like, so what's going on? She said, is this the part where you attack me? And Dr. Pia was like, no. I just wanted you to hear what you said you wanted in a person so that you can see that this is who you got. And I feel like Dr. Pia did a wonderful job at getting Michelle to open her eyes. But Michelle does not give a F. No matter how clear you can make the scene for her, no matter how you set it up, no matter how you word it, no matter which way you spell it out to her, she doesn't care. In the moment, she's always having this moment of realization, and then she chooses the very next day to have a bad day. And if that's what she wants, that's what she wants. I'm at the point where I'm just like, Michelle, stop letting them people convince you to keep trying. You don't want to, so let it go. Let it go. Because I would rather you treat David like a human being or a friend than to treat him like trash because you look down on him as not being man enough for you. And y'all, that was the episode. I really hope y'all enjoyed this review. I'm disappointed in Akeche, and I feel like it's only going to get worse based on the preview that we saw. And I'm really hoping that Michelle finally just cuts this off based on the preview that we saw. And it looked like Carla may have quit her job. And if she did, then I mean, Juan might as well go ahead and wrap this up because he's not going to tolerate that child. It's about to be a mess. It is about to be a mess. And I'm going to be seated for it, okay? So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Go ahead, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think about this episode. Like the video, Remember, we got to get them likes up. We got to get them likes up. Subscribe to the channel. Please, please, please subscribe to the channel. And with all that being said, I'll talk to you guys later.